Now, I'd like to welcome back on stage Walid Hanna for MEVP's Year in Review.
Thank you, Zena. Thank you. Thank you, Zena. By the way, today is May 4th, right? Where is it? Hold on. Oh, here it is. May the 4th be with you. Anyway, we forgot to mention this in the start. Rabia, your mic is working?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. So we're going to spend a few minutes to go through the year. It's a bit more than a year since November 2022, when we had our last investor conference. So a lot of changes. تفضل Rabia.
So first, good morning. Thank you for joining us. This is always a great event where, as Walid said, we meet you and we are able to interact a bit less formally. I'm also in a tie and a suit, unfortunately, but I'll heed what the minister said. No more suits. This is our new brand. This is our new brand going forward after launching our fourth fund. This is really a very digital brand that really reflects, the essence of MEVP, using technology to solve key pain points in the region. Next slide. People talk about deal flow. We've been blessed. We get a lot of organic deal flow. Typically, we see around 100 transactions a month. Basically, starting in January 22 to date, we've received 2,682 deals. This is like, $3-4 billion of transactions. Obviously, activity is very high, and we invest in about 7, which is a 0.3% success rate. The funnel is very, very narrow. But there's a lot of deal flow. We have a lot of entrepreneurs, and there are a lot of opportunities. We have invested so far, starting in January 2022, $19 million. $13 million have closed in these companies. And then we have $6 million in process of closing. And these are the companies actually listed at the bottom here: Lemune, Keeper, and Zest. Again, very strong start for 2022 with the launch of our fourth fund, MEVP4.
So as you might imagine, we're tech-enabled, and AI is everywhere. So this is our tech stack that we use internally, starting from Pipedrive to FundWave. Very bullish about AI. We're using it to screen, and we're learning as we go. These are our largest success stories. As you can see, big companies, starting with Fresha, that has $8.5 billion in GMV, down to other unicorns and soonicorns, as we call them: Live, MNT Halan, Hala, etc. All growing well, alhamdulillah, from Fund 2, Fund 3. Fund 1 has been liquidated, and we're going to discuss Fund 4 in a minute.
And here we show some of the large equity rounds that have been closed through our portfolio companies. MNT Halan is in Egypt. Consumer Finance, Nana, is the leader in dark stores in Saudi Arabia. Rain, one of the large regulated crypto exchanges regulated by the Central Bank of Bahrain. Trucker solving transportation across the region. Tibbi, very key point in terms of access to doctors. And Money Fellows, very important consumer finance platform in Egypt. In terms of exits, exit is still an evolving exercise in the region. We have now all the building blocks, especially access to IPOs locally in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, Saudi Arabia. Egypt has been quite advanced. We've also led the region in exits, several partial exits at great returns with Fresha, with Anghami, also the first merger with the SPAC out of the region, and also important exits, full exits, one of the first fintech exits in Saudi Arabia. We also sold a fintech company to a listed fintech company called Bottomline on NASDAQ also. And then one of the first exits in the region, and an exit with a woman founder team, Shahia, we sold it to Japanese listed company Cookpad.
Yeah, this was a 6x exit, one of our first exits ever back in the days.
Also, following up on exits, Fadel is a company that sells SaaS IP management software. Their largest client is actually Disney. This is a company that started in Lebanon, grew in the region, moved to New York, and then listed in April on AIM. Again, we have a path for some of our champions to exit outside the region also through listings in Europe and in the US. And then we have our first unicorn, M&T Hala, as I said, a leading Egypt-based fintech company that focuses on consumer finance and microfinance. And Soonicorns, soon to be unicorns, Na'na in Saudi Arabia, Fresha, which is a global company, Rain out of Bahrain, covering the region, and Trucker solving logistics in the region.
That's the Soonicorn with a dab.
Dabbing.
Okay, so far, performance has been good and growing. Fund 1 generated multiple on invested capital of 2.8. Fund 2, although it's not exited yet, or very, very partially, we're at 3.9 as per the net asset value. Fund 3 looks like best ever so far. So for now, we're at 2.58, but I believe it's going to end up at 4 or 5x. And we still have time for Fund 3. And we just launched Fund 4. We're going to talk about this in a minute. So this is our team, a team of 22 strong VC professionals, very well-oiled machine from, started back in 12 years ago. You know some of our partners, some of our analysts. We've unfortunately had 2 resignations last year, so that's the change since 2022. Riyad Abu Jawde is currently in the US. He's still a venture partner with us, but is 100% focused on Hala, which is a portfolio company within the fintech space in Saudi. We hope to get him back to MEVP later on. But for now, he's just a venture partner, just sending pipeline and helping whenever he can. The second resignation that we had is Hala Rufayl, who resigned a few months ago after spending 9 years with MEVP. Before she left, she was promoted, a couple of years ago, to Chief Operating Officer, and she used to be Head of Legal at MEVP. Hala is in this room, I guess. Just wanted to thank you for your services. And then we expanded our team by recruiting Sarah Ajwad from Saudi Arabia, and we opened up our Saudi office last year, as well as Fahad Qtaishat from Amman. So we opened up our Jordan office last year as well. So all good, still growing and strong, hopefully. Okay, this is Fund 4. So first of all, I want to thank Fund 1, 2, 3 LPs for supporting us. We launched Fund 4 2 months ago. This was in February. First closing was in actually March 15. We announced $70 million out of 150. And the LPs that have joined us in the first closing, and we thank them, are the European Investment Bank, who's the anchor investor, followed by Delivery Hero, the Dubai Future District Fund, and here we thank the DIFC, Khalfan Belhol, Arif Amiri, and Sharif Al-Badawi. Thank you for your support. The ISSF from Jordan has also invested as part of this first closing. Muhammad Al-Muhtasib, I hope you're in Moho, you're in the room. Dina, they didn't make it today, unfortunately. And everybody else, Edmondo Rothschild from Switzerland. The beautiful thing is that we have 4 European LPs in this first closing. And this is quite unique in this region. So now, the UAE has become, how do you call this?
A magnet to FDI.
Yeah, so FDI are investing in the UAE rather than, we're not exporting money, we're investing in bringing money from Europe to invest in the UAE and in the region, by the way, not just in the UAE. As you know, we cover from Egypt to UAE, Saudi. We've even invested in Pakistan and now in Iraq. So thank you for our holding from Ajman. Thank you for Envy Ready. Thank you, Vivian. Thank you, Assar Investments. So all of these are part of our first closing at $70 million. We're going to go for a second closing and a third closing probably by year end. That's the plan for this year.
Obviously, MEVP has been at the onset of the creation of the technology and VC ecosystem in the region, and we've helped evolve how we invest and what we invest in and the sectors we look at, starting with sort of copycats in the first two vintages, a bit more innovation, especially in fintech, mobility, and food tech. And then we believe that MEVF4 is going to move us into deep innovation, working with more AI, benefiting from the data that we have in the region. So for example, the UAE already has at least 2 neobanks. Jayesh, the CEO of Wayo, is here. So there's going to be more, climate, targeted companies, EVs, et cetera. And again, we're going to lead as the ecosystem evolves and matures. Do well by doing good. At the end of the day, VC is a message of hope. If we don't have hope, we don't invest in future earnings, future growth, and we appeal to our younger generation to help them build their dreams. Also, you invest and you do good. So in terms of employment, gender equality, impact, economic growth, and sustainability, our portfolio companies, our team, the ancillary jobs we created in terms of diligence, legal, fund management, has helped really improve the whole economy of venture capital, of managing startups. I mean, 31% increase in average monthly salaries. Inclusion of women, very important productive part of our society. We're really pleased that we're able to give you a good return, but also contribute positively to society as a whole.
Okay, great. That's it for the year in review. Zena, please come back to stage. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Walid and Rabia. So we heard how MEVP have invested in 2022 and up to May 2023, $19 million. The fourth fund launched in February, had its first closing in March with $70 million. Investors included 4 European LPs, second and third closing expected by year end. We heard about the evolution from investing in copycats to what's hoped to be in the space of deep innovation to be funded by the fourth fund.